The Out There channel, Robert and Paul.
Please sub and share.
Searching for the truth. UFOs, aliens, greys and ufology. Real images, real stories, real videos, real cases, researched and investigated by professionals in the field and cutting-edge discoveries. Multiple witnesses, abduction accounts brought to you by Team The Out There channel. Good to be back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Okay, how's everybody out there? Hope anyone's around. Might be a wee bit early for UK yet, and a wee bit too late for USA. But there might be some Kiwis and Australians around. So I had to change the intro a wee bit to make it a bit better still. So as you saw, it now has a subscribe and animation edit. And I added me on the end there with Robert in the countdown. Still not sure what's happening with Robert, whether he's leaving the channel, but that will do for the time being until I make another intro. Which I want to do at some stage, or working on still. If I ever get it finished. Yeah, so been extremely tired or fatigued again. Not sure what's going on there. Whether it's the vaccinations or maybe I had the virus and didn't know about it. But it seems to be one of the common complaints of being extremely tired that never goes away. So yeah, so we're doing Secureteam breakdown again. Exciting stuff, and other videos hopefully. And I better pin that one. This our web page where you can find all the links and donation links if you want to give a donation. But the main priority here is exposing lies, fakes, and hopefully at the bottom is left the truth. And maybe we'll get disclosure eventually. But it won't happen with all the crap that's out there. Yeah. So that seemed to play alright. I have to watch it back. Have we got out there? Anybody? Any locals? Where's the Kiwis? Don't tell me they're watching reality TV instead. So yeah, I got a few things to probably go over. Been extremely tired, as I said, and so not been able to research things as well as I would want to. So we're just, most of the stuff is common sense though, right? If you've got critical thinking, you can sort of work out stuff. So let's start off with Secureteam and go from there. He's been playing around with his header again. Well, someone has for him. Yeah, so it took 12 days to make another video. Which is really a good thing. The bigger the gap, the better. He's Mr. Deception, Mr. Deceive, Mr. Liar. And we can prove it on today's video, I bet you. Straight away. So, a lot of the stuff's been out for months now, hasn't it? To me, it looks like some sort of sculpture or something that someone put into a kid's playground. Looks like something kids would play on. Flying saucer instead of a castle nowadays. Okay, let's compare to here. Is that a kid in there? Let's have a look. Looks like there might be someone inside there, is it? Looks like a person. Looks like an arm going around. A head with a mask on, I think. And this person's just walking around filming it. So yeah, if that's a real size flying saucer, the aliens are pretty small. Wook, wook, what's that mean? Upside down E. Yes, out of blurry image. It's filmed the wrong way, of course, that's why. Crappy smartphone. It's a Russian phone.
Holy sh!
You said it. Holy shit is coming, guys. There we go. So, sculpture you wouldn't normally have people in, would you? So it's got to be something like in a kid's playground for winter or whatever.
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. So where have I been for 11 days? Well, I got extremely ill. I for sure know that I got the flu in.
I told you you'd have the excuses piling in again. Hey, we all get ill, but we carry on. Daily.
Bed for 7 days straight, could not get up, so I'm still here, no worries, and the UFO strangeness has continued, and today's
Certainly
video
no
is
worries
extremely
listened.
special because I have something to reveal to you guys that I had known about for many years now and never thought that I would be lucky enough or chosen to receive one, but we'll get to that here in a second. This first clip I wanted to show you guys, along with other very mysterious UFO footage in this video, is a clip of something.
UFO mysterious footage in this clip. So that's misleading straight away, isn't it, guys? UFO footage. How about saying a structure in a playground? It looks like a UFO.
Something posted to TikTok, I believe, and
TikTok, the land of the real UFO videos, right? No. 1 minute crap videos.
we hear this young female's voice talking about this, what appears to be a crashed flying saucer halfway dug in.
So why would a crashed flying saucer have its landing gear down? A drunk alien? Yeah. Appears to be crashed. And it looks like something where kids could swing on, right? So they put some little legs on it. It's got to be a playground.
Into the snow. It was translated from...
I bet there's a swing set over this way and a merry-go-round or whatever.
Russian, so I'm guessing this is somewhere in Russia or one of the Russian states. It was very...
Where's the rest of the footage where we can see... I can see some shadows here. So it's next to something, isn't it? It's casting a long shadow too. It looks like a park, right? You got the tree line here, and you got this big open area. like a big football field, and swing sets be over here, which we ain't seen.
Very interesting. Obviously, if this were some sort of downed alien flying saucer, I would think that it would have already been recovered by then. Maybe not, but I thought it was cool. There seems to be graffiti on it, and when reading the comments, people were making your typical funny jokes at what is such a cool video, and not really knowing what this mysterious object was. Many people saying, that's crazy, but I don't think it's real though. Some are saying that it's a tactical drone of some sort. One jokingly said, what if this is actually real and you all are making jokes? One poster said that it is a quad pod from an aircraft. A lot of money sitting right there. So, it's something. It looks to have sort of like a turbine engine, or something similar to what you would see on a conventional turbine airplane part. It does look to have some graffiti or writing on it, but anyway, it was super cool.
So that means it's been around there for quite a while for someone to graffiti it. Right. How stupid. So he's chewed up at least 3 minutes for a clip there.
And I don't know if it's a monument, a statue, something that fell from a plane. You guys tell me what you think down below. Nonetheless, really
well, I don't think it's any of his suggestions.
cool piece of footage. Just fascinating, especially as it relates to this topic. And, the flying saucer is a huge topic of today's video. This thing, whatever it is in this Russian area, it looks very similar to what is called the sport model. Now, if you guys remember back in late 2017...
So it's nothing like the sports model, right? What a complete garbage. This guy's got bad pattern matching recognition. Maybe the landing gear is identical, but certainly not the top of this is definitely not identical.
Maybe it was 2018, but I was the very...
So he just used this to plug his old interview with Bob Lazar, who's the kingpin of frauds with Corbell.
First person to exclusively interview Bob Lazar after he had not done an interview...
And did a pretty bad job of the hard questions
in over 20 years. And so that interview is still up on the channel, and that was right when he was coming out with the new film, which I flew out to Los Angeles. I met Bob in person, snapped pictures, hung...
Oh yeah, just to get lots of money and kickbacks. Look at me. Now that's a ghost alien behind him. No, it's just some motion blur. Yeah. We should have kept on taking photographs until those people were out the way.
Hung out with him after the showing at the theater in Los Angeles, and one of the main...
who's that? Don't know. Who is it? I don't know who it is. A fan.
UFOs, one of the main alien craft that he witnessed at Area 51 at the Papoose Dry Lake Bed in Nevada.
Right, this image? It's so grainy, which is probably just a Janet's plane. It's meant to be a UFO. Well, it could be an F-14 or something, I suppose, but those hangars are generally quite big, aren't they? Got any scale on this? Yes, not really.
Was a flying saucer that he dubbed, or said that they had called, the sport model, and that is what you're seeing a depiction of here. It was said to be a traditional metallic flying saucer with some portholes or windows.
Was it 20 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet, or 52 feet? Because the size kept changing, didn't it?
Windows circling around it at the top, and basically just your traditional metal disc. One of the OG original UFOs that were seen back in the...
Blah, blah, blah. Joe Rogan. Of course, this is the ID that actually Bob Lazar photoshopped, wasn't it? Admittedly. And these W forms or something, W2 forms, was it? That he actually edited his wife's number from it or something, or onto it.
Erase him as if he had never worked there and that they had no idea who he was. But he indeed worked there, that is for sure. And so if you have followed Joe Rogan over the years,
as a PC technician, the evidence seems to point that way. A low level, not a scientist.
whether you're a fan of his or not, I am, because I'm a UFC fan. And I love Joe's commentary. I know he's been through some things lately, but, way before any of this happened.
Oh, Joe, have me on your show. I need some publicity to get some money. I'll suck up to you and promote you.
I would watch Joe Rogan's podcast, and I would always notice this really awesome flying saucer UFO death.
Oh, yeah, that's really awesome. Although you can't see it, so why is it hidden? It's not like it's being promoted very well there. Now that one is the sports model, right? Obviously, it's got the windows at the top and the right shape, but that playground one wasn't.
Desk lamp where you can see the thing sitting right in the middle of his desk. At one point he even talks about the designer who created it for him, and I remember always saying, man, I wish I knew where to get that. I wish I knew the designer, but hey, it'll never happen. Well, guys, it just so happens that when I
reached out, I guess that's the guy, is it? I don't know. No, I don't know. Designs by Perry.
recently, just a few months back, created my Secure Team Instagram page, and I've met a lot of really cool people and viewers, and one of those people who I got into contact with was none other than the creator and designer that from scratch, and he makes all of them from scratch, but who made the lamp for Rogan, and he also made one for Bob Lazar. He 3D prints the bases of these from scratch. He builds the saucer, the lamp, everything from scratch. And so one thing.
So, I don't think it's as good as my TR3B that hovers. And you could certainly make a huge one of those and turn it into a light if you wanted to. As long as you got strong enough magnets to push it up. It should be possible. Scale it up. I guess there's really big rings of speakers used on speakers as well. God knows how much they'll cost though. Magnets are not cheap.
Led to another. I've been hinting at a package coming, and well, a couple of days earlier in the week, I received.
Was it bought though, or was it given? He's not making it clear here whether it's given to him. Sounds like he ordered one, doesn't it?
Received my very own Secure Team personalized UFO lamp, created by none other than the exact same designer of Rogan's and Lazar's. His name is Perry, and he goes on Instagram and other social media by the username Designs by Perry. And I'm going to put a link to his Instagram down below, which is where I met him. Apparently, he was a fan of my stuff for years. You know, he knew about Secure Team. After Lazar came out.
Did he really know about Secure Team? He wouldn't be bothering to even send stuff to you if he knew the real Secure Team. So I have to keep repeating this, guys. This guy is a proven UFO video hoaxer like Billy Meyer. Who he doesn't like, by the way. He attacks Billy Meyer. And he did the same thing. He did actually, what worse thing, he actually faked leaker whistleblower videos. So if you don't know and haven't watched, because I get one person always outrageous commenting to me, saying I should produce my own content and all that sort of rubbish, even though I do, shows they don't watch the channel or have looked over the channel, right? So they would have seen, if they went to the home tab and scrolled down to see the playlist, The Truth on Secureteam, they would have seen all the stuff I've exposed them on. They wouldn't be defending them. So yeah, this is like a big marketing ploy coming up here, I think. Plug in the guy, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they got some sort of, if you can send me 1 million people that want a lamp, I'll give you 10% of this purchase. That wouldn't be too bad, would it? I wonder what it costs. Something that's personally made like that. $100 plus shipping. So minimum $100 million. 10% of that. $10 million. Not too bad. Go Tyler, promote it. Has he really got 1 million subscribers though? I don't think so. I think they're fakes or dead. Or we're fakes and dead. Google doesn't purge his ones like they purge mine.
Out and did his first interview on Secureteam, he created this lamp and based it around the sport model alien craft that Bob had worked on. And so I was just blown away opening this and knowing that I got to join the club. And Perry created this from scratch. He 3D prints the base here. And on the base, engraved on each of the sides and the edges of the base, one of the sides says Area 51, Site 4. One of the sides says Papoose Dry Lake Bed, Nevada, which is where it's said that these craft are being hidden and tested. The third side says Bob Lazar Sport Model. And the back side finally engraved with the Joe Rogan.
I need something to keep my mind active. Okay, let's just keep on going. Okay, now it's lit up.
Here. And one of the last things that Designs by Perry did for me, which he said that he has never done for any other person before when creating one of these lamps, is he actually hand painted the Secureteam alien head logo at the corner of the base here, painting underneath it Secureteam10, Designs by Perry, and he also signed the bottom of the desk lamp base with his signature and his
I don't know. I think I've seen better lamps. The ones with the cone, where it's got the cow going up, is a lot better idea. Being abducted. Maybe you could put a Travis Walton figurine in. Anyway. But we know that's fake as well.
Regards to the channel. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. It's an amazing icon. Like I said, whether you like Joe Rogan or not, whether you're a fan of Bob Lazar or not, a cool UFO lamp is a cool-ass UFO lamp. I don't care what you say, and I am just so thankful to Perry for doing this. He doesn't make a lot of them. I know he sells them on eBay, sometimes unpainted, because the pieces and the parts are very hard to come by these days, and he builds and paints them from scratch. And so, if you guys would like to show him some love, I know he would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. He's over at Instagram. I'll put his link down below. Show him some love. Maybe he'll make you or commission you one of these lamps. But bottom line is, to Perry, I want to say thank you, bud. It has been a dream of mine for years, ever since seeing this lamp on Rogan's desk, that I could maybe one day.
Come on, China could mass produce that quite easily, right? But yeah, having it sort of personalized does make it more value, I guess. But there's no reason why much of that couldn't be sourced from China. If you want to mass produce them. I would say it would be a lot cooler if you just got rid of this completely in the middle here. and just use one of those levitation plates. You know, put some magnets here, and the rotating magnets fields will actually lift it up and make it bob up and down. That would be a lot more cooler, and that would power up the LEDs as well, using induced EMF and a special circuit, what do you call it, that converts the EMF field back into current, and LEDs don't need much. But yeah, I think you could do a lot better. But I know these projects take a lot of time when you're building it yourself. And yeah, it just takes a lot of time. Once you've researched and got a prototype though, it should be a lot easier next time. And we got some spam. Joy reports. See you later, buddy. Russian bots.
They have one, and not just one that's a replica, but one that was made by the exact same designer, and my dream has come true, so it means a lot.
God, we spent quite a bit of time on that one. 7 minutes, was it? Instagram, blah blah blah. Okay, on to videos again. So let's see
To some strangeness happening both on the planet and off. If you remember a few videos back, I posted some footage of a mysterious glowing triangle sitting above the skies over Russia, and we all...
You got Russia and Texas and Ukraine UFOs at the moment, which, you know, anything that comes out of Ukraine at the moment, it's going to be something related to military action, right? From drones to, I don't know, flare drops. Could be new weapons testing. Hang on, I just got to adjust myself. Sore back. So ordered a really expensive thing from AliExpress. Over the bed table, which is going to help me out a bit, hopefully, but how long it takes to arrive will be a question. So let's look
all
at
know
the next
what's
one.
happening there, and I jokingly said that if there were ever a time for an alien species to intervene, it would be now. And so I posted that eerie footage of that triangle, and it seems that there may be more UFO activity that has been captured in the skies over Ukraine. So first we're going to go over to UFO Reddit, where a newscast had posted a clip of two different UFO sightings that occurred above the Ukrainian territory within the last...
So we probably need to find that Reddit post that probably have a lot of clever people posting what it actually was. But at the moment, it kind of looks like illumination flares, maybe with a spotlight on it. So let's just keep on watching.
Last 2 weeks, while everything's been hitting the fan, the first of which was this bright, glowing light that seemed to...
So could that be a search spotlight beams coming up this way? Maybe 1, 2, or 3. Fixation on maybe even a balloon, like LA, you know, the UFO over LA. But it looks like a lot of smoke there, doesn't it? Kind of looks like spotlights and illumination flares combination. Maybe they want to see if they can shoot them down. Looks like another beam of light coming up this way, another beam of light coming up this way. Maybe 1 or 2 beams of light coming in here. But that definitely looks like smoke.
You just sit in the sky without moving at all. This thing sits there forever, and I've seen many rocket launches, and this just doesn't look like one. This white blob that, you know, just sitting there glowing in the sky.
So that'd be cluster flares, I mean, for calibrating weapons, firing into it, see if they drop down the parachutes. Little specks of light go falling downwards like classic illumination / clustered flares. So I wonder if we can find it on Reddit then, because he doesn't put up links, does he? Reddit, what should we try for keywords? Ukraine. UFO. Could say lights, I suppose, but we'll just try that maybe. Probably going to be lots of those. High strangeness. Let's see. Like I said, is that one of them? Alright, you can see that's the explosion of flares. Looks like CGI. CGI. Strangeness. Damn. Okay, it's not that one. Okay, article. Probably have to get images. Might help us or not. Can't see the one he's got up. Any of those. It could be this one. Just measure to test in UFO. News 18. One looks similar to UK Express. It doesn't quite look the same. Don't want to get sidetracked too much. Yeah, the images are not helping us. Was there any title in the video? Let's see if we can pick it up.
Guys over Ukraine. So first we're going to go over to UFO Reddit.
Okay, so what does it say here? UK strange lights. Okay, so I need to search that on. UK strange lights. So it hasn't even got UFO in it. Strange lights. Okay, I'm not seeing it. What was the other title? Ukraine strange lights / UAP. Strange lights. Typical Google. Useless. Here we go. Let's see what they reckon. Is it spotlights and cluster flares? What's the experts on Reddit say? White phosphorus. That sounds like flares being used as a deterrent against missile systems. Alright, so they would have been shooting those up and continuously lighting new ones every 5 minutes, right? That would sort of create a defense shield from missiles, I guess. Maybe it triggers them as they come back down through it. When was this? Okay. 2 days ago. So you notice he didn't actually show you the comments. Why, I don't know. To me, that's deceptive. So I'd say they would have spotlights too, wouldn't they? Like they had in World War II when they were trying to pin planes coming over top so they can target them and shoot them down. But yeah. It certainly looks like clustered flares, which they use for target practice and all calibrating the guns. But yeah, I guess it could be used like a missile defense as well, couldn't it? I was thinking the same. Super lane quality, yeah. Isn't all UFO videos saying cameras on mobile phones are designed to take selfies? Well, they've got some high-spec stats on them now. But most people don't own one, obviously. Less disinformation bots feels good. Looks like a rocket launch to me. I don't see any rocket. Well, this is clearly the source video, and I see nothing like the one posted. Rocket launch trail, nothing to see. Looks like the moon through clouds, which is another possibility, of course. But he's claiming that people were saying it was up there for hours. In the same spots. We know moon moves constantly, if not slowly. So, is it a rocket contrail, or is it cluster flares or phosphorus?
Edit, where a newscast had posted a clip of 2 different UFO sightings that occurred above the Ukrainian territory within the last 2 weeks, while everything's been hitting the fan. The first of which was this bright, glowing light that seemed to just sit in the sky without moving at all. This
Doesn't
thing
look like a
sits
rocket
there
contrail to me.
forever, and I've seen many rocket launches. And this just doesn't look like one. This
see
white
the flares
blob,
dimmed there
just sitting
as
there
well.
glowing in the sky and glowing up the smoky sky around it, just sat there for what's...
Okay, so it looked like it had 4 dots, so 4 of them were there at one stage, but it looks like they sort of drifted off and clustered together here.
Some said a half an hour, others said hours, half of the night. It's just this strange, purely fluorescent white light where at one point it almost looks like we can see a circular object moving through it. And I'll try to slow it down here, but...
Well, flares look like round orbs, right? So, and if you get a whole bunch of them clustering together...
It looks almost like a spherical object, can be seen sort of slowly moving through the white light.
It's a UFO,
now, a
man.
second piece of footage also captured in a separate...
Okay, so we've got another footage coming up. Okay, so is it on Reddit as well? No, it's not on that same post though, if it is. I only see one video. He said there was 2.
Newscast where we see Ukrainians here playing their musical instruments, playing the anthem, being patriotic in these tough, trying times, where in the background and in the distance, these strange white orbs seem to appear, circled here.
Drones, filming the parade. Makes sense that they'd have their own personal drones for surveillance, wouldn't it? Ukrainians are pretty crafty people. Could be Russian jets flying by even.
Here in red. And at first it appears to be just one light, but then soon after becomes two. And here are some enhanced versions, inverted and contrast enhanced
that's really great
versions of these two
conversions.
mystery orbs that seem...
There you go, so there's two little dots here. So could they be, again, flare drops? Seagulls. Well, I don't think any birds will not stay in a city of war.
to appear right above the city center of Odessa, Ukraine. So yeah, guys, tell me what you think.
Kind of looks like a flare drop to me, doesn't it? And it's got the smoky trails again. What do you think, guys? You know, I should put up videos like that, every 10-minute videos. What do you think, guys? Wouldn't need to do anything, just put up videos from other people. Just cruise Reddit for any videos you can copy. So, yeah. Keep on going.
Despite which side you're on, you know, in my last video, while showing President Zelensky of Ukraine, I said this guy is a gangster. Well, I meant that in a good way, as in brave. As in, I think that no matter what side you're on, anytime a small country takes on this sort of, you know...
So a gangster is someone that's brave? I thought gangsters are normally criminals. So, yeah. We don't believe you, Tyler.
David and Goliath, mammoth superpower. I think that's pretty gangster, meaning cool, and that's what I meant. So, you know.
Gangster means cool. That's the first I've heard of that. Gangster equals criminal. Legal. Not allowed to say that word, I suppose. Anyway. Aren't they all the ones with the gang affiliations and drive-by shootings?
You know, I don't like to get too political, so, you know, is this evidence of alien intervention over Ukraine? You know,
Let's send Tyler there to investigate on location. How about it, guys? He could be on the front lines filming the UFOs. Oh, look, it's a UFO coming. Oh, no, it's a missile. Oh, dead.
We at the very minimum know that aliens are watching us. You know, there's an endless amount.
Yeah, so if they're watching us, one, they're stepping in and just ending this silly war, which is costing everybody an arm and a leg at the moment, especially on fuel. And getting deliveries, slowing down the deliveries and putting up postage quite a lot in the last 2 days alone. It was ridiculous.
Of evidence just on my channel, over 400 hours. If you were to watch my
If you want to watch his, you would be brain dead. If you watched all those videos, you've got to be brain dead, because none of these videos had actually any UFOs in them. None. Zero. And even the Navy footage ones he used is very suspect. So, yeah, just a load of disinformation. That's why Google love him, and that's why his short attention span followers, not like the 5-minute videos, think that's really cool to have a look at videos that look like UFOs. Prime territory for being scammed out of your money.
very first YouTube video on this channel to today, and you were to...
Alright, that's a lie. The very first video was, guys, Area 51 dude. Remember that one? A leaker from Area 51 that sounded just like Bob Lazar. Which you won't find it. He deleted his first 2 years of his channel, so again he's lying. He hasn't got all the videos up. He's deleted thousands of them to cover his tracks. All the fake ones he made.
to binge watch them from first to...
And then he got up to a stage where he's that famous that people sent him stuff, right? Said, oh, here's a link to my site and use it on your channel. long as you promote me back. So, a lot of people created also hoaxes and asked him to put it up. He didn't care, he was making money out. Same as Third Phase does the same thing.
The last, it would take between 400 and 500 hours, and that's
500 hours is nothing, guys. Like I said, it'll take 3 years plus non-stop watching all my stuff. And I got less videos than him, but I got a lot more content.
covering not just UFO footage, but also where I have covered nearly almost every single UFO incident, both major and unknown by many people. I've covered it all on this channel. So,
No, you haven't. Yep, I've got 2 videos that you haven't got, which are actually legit UFOs. And they didn't want to share to you. I wonder why. Because they know you're a fraud. They wanted someone that was actually a real expert.
you know, I get emails from people all the time sending me footage or asking me to talk.
It's funny how on Twitter they say, why aren't you responding to me? Why aren't you responding to me? I sent you a video. Well, that's nonsense. We know it's nonsense.
Talk about a certain UFO incident and why haven't I ever done a video on it? It's because I have already done a video on it. So if you're new to the channel, you know, start from the beginning.
That's because he deleted it because he had a lot of fake stuff added to it. Disinformation.
All the way through to today, I promise, there is nothing that I have not covered.
And Google lets it happen. Thank you, Google. Okay, what have we got? Oh yeah, the fake sun squares. Clearly artifacts, right? Phone compression, missing data.
Now here I want to show you a piece of footage yet again, just like in my previous video, of more UFO activity occurring around our sun. Now, you remember, my last video, I showed you the footage taken from the satellites out in space of yet another of the countless UFOs that have appeared and continue to appear around our sun, and that one in that video was in the form of this giant multi-Earth-sized rectangle. You're seeing shots of that here, and it appeared like it was almost coming halfway out of the sun, and what I didn't notice in that video, and a lot of people
everybody else
pointed out,
noticed it looked like a
if
face.
you look at the rectangle,
Looks like a face. In fact, it looks like Tyler's face in it. But you can see it's just pareidolia again. Human brains are wired to see faces. And obviously that's a leftover block from another master frame that got lost in transmission. So that's what happens when you got corruption video being sent back to Earth.
it looks like it's half of an alien face inside of the rectangle.
I thought it looked like your face.
Where you have the dark eye, dark nose and mouth at the bottom, and the chin and the outline of half of an alien gray face. And yeah, that was very weird to me. I didn't see it in editing.
I wonder where everybody is today. I'll send out some messages on Discord. There's only one person on Kiwi. No one joins Discord because there's no real ufologists out there. Just people that want to chat garbage. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know where everybody is today, but I don't care. Hundreds will watch this offline though, guarantee it. They just don't want to be on the side chat, adding their own 2 cents in. So,
real weird. Well, I have a new one for you guys today, this time in the size of probably the Earth, at least one.
A big sign, a banner plane, a banner spaceship. Looks like an alien head because he's drawing a circle around it, and there's the eye. Eye, mouth, nose, and that's its eyebrow. But on a serious note, what is it, guys? Looks like it's been blowing up a wee bit, so it's a wee bit pixelated, isn't it? And it looks like it's got movement in it. So, could be some rolling shutter added into that. Rolling shutter. Something moving really fast that it's picking up some camera artifacts, right? So it's bound to be a bit of radiation burst that actually is hitting the sensor, not actually near the sun at all. And it lights up all the... it creates electrons to fill up the photocells, and that's what you get, a little spike. So again, it's misleading.
One Earth mass, this time in the form of a giant cigar that was captured very quickly, moving past the sun, because again, the sun is not filmed second by second. It's time-lapse footage, so it's extremely sped up. So even though this UFO only appears in a single frame, it could have hovered above the sun for many minutes or even hours. And so here you are seeing this cigar-shaped object. I love the word cigar or cylindrical. I've done countless videos on cigar-shaped craft being captured above Earth, around the sun, out in the Orion Nebula, way out in our galaxy. I mean, cigars seem to be...
all fake news, of course. And you got to remember, a lot of those images are long exposure again. So anything that's in the Earth's atmosphere gets in the way, like a plane, ends up looking like a cigar on the footage, right? And that's generally what happens. And it's normally the deep space ones. A lot of those are scanned in through... is it NASA? Hubble and all that sort of stuff, where they do also get artifacts from corruption. So you can't win, really. Anything done with cameras is bound to be some corruption, and when you got a lot of images that you're stitching together, you're bound to get some sort of human error. Right, we'll just keep on going on this, and then we look at some other stuff.
Besides triangles and discs, cigars seem to be another one of the major UFOs seen by most people. And so you're seeing the UFO circle here, you're seeing different shots, right? And it, you know, again, it has light and shadow to it. Regardless, it's still another strange mystery object, way too close to the sun for comfort. You know, it looks to have light and shadow like a three-dimensional, very long cylinder.
Not even
but
close
anyway,
to the
tell
sun,
me what you guys think.
tiny,
I'm all about monitoring
tiny.
UFO activity both on and off this planet. Lastly, for you guys today, and you may have seen this, again, I'm still playing catch-up here, but this is some of the creepiest, ominous-looking footage of a big, dark mass or object that was captured on a woman's dash cam sitting up in the...
Actually, I think it's a better quality image to what we saw in third phase, right?
Evening skies above Houston, Texas. And so...
and we got a location, Houston, Texas. So let's just type that in. Let's see, because I thought it was the top of a building. So let's see if any building has a triangle shape to it. Houston. It's got a U in it, is it? Houston. Texas, main city, obviously. It looks like a major highway. We thought it was in the valleys, didn't we? Houston, here we go. Images. So we're looking for a triangle-shaped high-rise. Where it's not too close to other ones. That looks too clustered there. Okay, we've got some on the outer skirts here. They look triangle shape. That one. And this one here looks really promising. Looks like the biggest building there. Where's the main highway to it though? Looks like one heading down that way. Let's keep looking. Here it is again. And is it the main highway there? Look, is that the main highway going along the front? Looks like it's in a valley there too, doesn't it? And that looks like the shape that we were seeing. I said it looked like a guitar. Like the high-rise rock cafe, or what it was called. Casino. Okay, let's keep seeing what else there is. There's another triangle-shaped building. Looks like the same one. And there's a major highway. But it looks too close to other buildings though. There's the main highway. And there's a triangle-shaped building. But why wouldn't you see these other ones? I suppose it does show up a bit higher than most of them. We'll go back to the video and just check it out. It does look promising though. There's that building again. Not that angle. That one's sort of triangle shaped too. There it is there again. This one, it looks kind of lots of black on it. Is that the triangle shaped building from the other side this time? Someone that lives there will know. I go down that highway every day and see that triangle building peeking up. There it is there. Yeah, so let's have a look at this video again. Have we managed to pin it? Come on.
So this was posted, I believe it was to a Facebook group that has now been set to.
Yeah, so we know there's another high rise that could be here. And there's no one that's not going to be in frame. Because they filmed it portrait. If we filmed it landscape, we might have a better view. The other high rise would be off the edge here. If you look at that picture there. Where was it? I moved it today. There it is there. So we're looking at one eye, as I call it, there. There to there. It's possible it could be cut off on both edges actually. The other building should be about here.
Private, maybe because of all of the attention this footage, inadvertently received, and
You can see here, you can't even see the poles. Look how black they go.
she was just tired of being questioned about it. But
look how black it is. And we're getting lens flare. It looks like low level fog, doesn't it? And that's just the tip of that strange building. And we're getting lens flare from that big spotlight here. But that building would be over here, and that other one would be off the edge. I think we may have it this time.
But as you guys are watching, they're driving down the freeway here, captured by someone named Miriam Bauzo. Maybe one of you guys can tell me exactly what highway or freeway this is, and if you saw it. But as you guys are watching,
I think there was a green sign with a name of the road. I don't know if you can read it or not on that portrait filming.
And I'll show you some slowed down.
Okay, so that looks further along, but I would have thought the other high rise would have been here somewhere.
down, as well as some color filtered.
Gee, distance can be misleading. It does look like something's there off the edge where he's cropped it. You can see trees. Could be high-rise buildings there.
Versions here. Yeah, this thing is very strange. It doesn't look like any of the other clouds out there, that's for sure. And it really does look like an object, you know, sitting up in the nighttime
Like
skies.
a building.
If I had to call it any kind of shape, it would be, I guess, sort of kind of triangular. But as I watched this, I noticed that it looked a lot, or at least similar, to the images of the infamous Black Knight satellite, which I've done many videos about here on Secure Team. For those of you who don't know, in a nutshell, the Black Knight satellite is said to be an alien.
Black Knight Satellite is a collection of stories, unrelated stories, that's turned into what's known as the Black Knight Satellite fable. Here's an image of a space blanket that they filmed from Space Shuttle Columbia, I think it was, window, drifting away. And that's why it's black, because the sun's not lighting it up. It's actually silver. It's actually a silver tinfoil blanket that wrap around the satellite to keep the insides cool from the sun that's hitting it. You know, like they have solar panels on the outside, but also keep it warm, keep the temperature constant. So generally, I suppose it could be black inside and a silver outside.
Satellite or object that has been orbiting planet Earth.
See, this is where he could say, as you know, it looks like it's black like satellite, but that's disproven now to be a space shuttle thermal blanket that got escaped, and there's several videos of it where it's been leaving the location where they're repairing the satellite, basically. And it actually burnt up in the atmosphere a year later, so it's not up there anymore.
Potentially tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years. It was detected.
If that was still up there, we'd still be getting new videos, right? Now the camera's technology's got better. Even a space station would be filming it. SpaceX would be filming it, you know, Chinese would be filming it.
Back in the 1930s or 40s, but because the object seemed to change its velocity and direction at will, it was eventually lost and still said to be up there today. And in the mid and early 2000s, these photographs of this alleged alien satellite were said to have been captured from a space shuttle mission. And whether this is the actual Black Knight satellite in those photos, which there has been much discussion over.
Photos,
so,
not
you know,
photos.
That's the first thing that came to mind when I saw this. But back to the footage, you know, amazing stuff. Captured, again, March 1st, above Houston,
Amazing.
Texas.
I thought it was terribly
Anybody
boring.
have any information on this, be sure to send me an email. If you have your own UFO footage, upload them to YouTube. Very simple. Just create an account.
No, don't upload it to YouTube because the video quality is decreased. Upload it to Google Drive, people, and that way it makes a playable compressed version, and you can also download the actual original. And you send him the share link to your Google Drive, not your YouTube channel. So this guy is meant to be an expert, and that just alone proves that he's a shill. He's no expert in video. Once they compress it, they change the bit rate, which reduces the quality. As you know, the bit rate is the number of frames, and also how the compression works, right? So the more bit rate, the more likely you're going to get compression artifacts with speedy objects, right? Because you've got more processing in between. But anyway, I think that's about it, isn't it?
Upload the video and then email me the YouTube link to secureteamnews@gmail.com and simply put UFO footage or UFO video.
Yeah, I still think it's the top of that building. Houston, whatever it is. I wonder if we can actually find out the name of the building. Didn't they have some power cuts because of storms? And maybe the whole city was dimmed that night, and you could only see that. And that would make more sense, wouldn't it? City power cut. Was there any city power cuts? Houston. There we go. Tracker. Obviously, they get a view of them then, if they got a tracker for it. What date was it? I don't know. Of the video footage, did he say? Oh well, there we go. And there is Houston. North. Number of outages, 312 in Houston. Is it? I suppose that gives a rundown, does it? You all. Well. Is that part of Houston, is it? Walla County. And certainly a few in March there. Okay. So it's probably fits when that was recorded then. Let's see, power cut. I spelled it wrong up there, but it doesn't matter. Here we go. Tuesday night. Certainly looks dark there, apart from one building that obviously has backup generator. Oh, power outages. That one's major. So what day was that? There we go. Now we're cooking. And add some fog to it. Yeah, I suppose it might be snowing over there at the moment. Yeah, it looks like it's a lot of power cuts here in winter. I suppose they've got to keep on the street lights though, so there'll be accidents. Backup generators, if they've got LED high mast lights, they could stay on for ages, right? There we go. Got some buildings with no lights on, but not the one we're after. Don't think. So yeah, deceptive, alright. So if there's a power cut, you're not going to see those other high-rise buildings necessarily, right? And you've got low fog. It kind of makes sense how it would fit. What day was it? That one. Does he give a date?
To it. Regardless, it's still another strength group that has now been set to private.
Okay, what's it say on that sign?
Maybe because of all of the attention this footage.
What's it say? Wayside Drive. Okay, well now we got the viewpoint. Maybe we can even match it up on Google Earth. Yeah, Wayside. See, he didn't even look at the video himself. He said, "Oh, anyone know where it is?" Wayside Drive, Houston. He reckons. Yeah, look, it's come up without me typing it. There you go. Wayside Drive. So it looks fairly flat there. Low level buildings. Not really many high rises. 3 stories, 4 stories. We're in the city. Wayside Drive North. It's not the motorway. There we go. What have we got on here? Wayside Drive Houston. Well, there's the main city there. So this is other waysides. Waysides. It says 4600S Wayside. Maybe there's north, east, and west. Oh, there is. North Wayside Drive. Now that complicates things, doesn't it? Then there's one here that doesn't have S, north, or east or anything written on it. That one's got south. Okay. There's a big highway there. But we're not seeing that motorway with the high mast lights. But here we go. So let's see. Can we pin it down on Google Maps? Maps. And a street view. Yeah, it's definitely on a big motorway there. There's need a team of people helping us out here. Okay. Satellite view. Whoa, there you go. Liberty Road, North Wayside Drive. Performance Kennedy. Kenneth. Go away. No one there. Crap. Not doing it right. Wayside Drive North. What's that there? Airport. What's that down there? Oh, train station. Massive. They like their trains over there. Wow. Yeah, we've got the main city area where? Where does it disappear to? Drive. Yeah, man. Let's just search it again. Let's see. Highway. It doesn't look a highway. I suppose you've got similar high mast lights here though. Let's have a look. Pretty high up there. So it's heading towards the train station, is it? There's a train. So where's the main city? Okay, what's that thing in the background here? Well, some kind of antenna. Was there any other clues in the video? South. I did see that. Okay, let's try that then. South. We've got north, so we're going in the wrong direction, I guess. Why is it not coming up? Alright. South. Couldn't figure out the new name, so they had to call it new, South, North, and there we go. Where's it going to take us to? Same location. No, it can't be, can it? South near north. Yeah, it can. We want south. South. We got south. South. What's that say up there? Wayside Drive. So we need to be up there. What's it got? What's it got down here too? There and there. Oh God almighty. American. Dear. So that's looking into a busy area there. Where it's going to have high rises. Is that airport there? And more likely to have a high hotel there. Southway Drive. Yeah, so let's jump down to here then. Oh, crap. No. Maybe I need to zoom in more. Stop that. Why does it keep on scrolling? I want to go there somewhere. Okay. Oh, nice looking sky. Well, that doesn't look like any motorway. Damn it. It's a bit hilly there though. Well, what's the road name? Probably way off course. Where's the map say? A4. Lodestar Flight Museum. Has it got pictures? That might help us. Yeah, right. Closed. What picture? That one's got a picture. Hobby Airport. That's for the hobby people. No. South Houston. Any big high rises? Which direction are we looking? Hydroslide. Lone Star Flight Museum. But no high rises. Okay, so maybe that's not the right place then. Maybe it's up here. Not the best of images. Looks very flat there too. Where's all the high rises? University. Haha, that's hidden. High rises. Stadium. Could be headed in that direction, couldn't it? Stadium. I'd have a few high rises, hotels around it. I don't know if I can sit here much longer yet. It's a terrible pain. What's the time? 9:37. Still got a bit to go over. Now I have to stand up a wee bit. I need my new pillow. I suppose someone's already figured it out and not doing it the hard way, right? No one wants to help me tonight. Everybody could be in the Google Maps looking around. Well, there's the main city area that had the triangle building. So, they're heading this way. Heading that way. South. Which means they're not looking towards it though. Houston. Second ward. Let's see if we can drop down on it. What's the roads? Yeah, it's bound to be in the wrong place. Yep. Is there no way to jump around? Change location by tapping? Nope. Damn it. That looks like the high mast lights. It's always interesting how to look around places though, but you can see it's time consuming to the extreme. I suppose people spend all day looking over Street View. Yeah, why can't we pin it? Because it's the name of a place that's not easy. Gives us 2 drives, self-drive. What's that next sign there? So,
You know, inadvertently received, and she was just tired.
exit 1.5 miles. So whereabouts would that be looking? Okay, what's that say there? Right. Martia? No? Martis? These people out there that live there would know. Martis, no. Walrus. What else we got in the picture? Anything?
I heard to being questioned about it, but as you guys are watching, they're driving down the freeway here, captured by someone named Miriam Bauzo. Maybe one of you.
What's that say there? Well, it's a long name, whatever it is. Doing my eyes in, trying to look at it. So we're looking for spotlights that look like T-shapes. T-shapes. How can we get to motorway? I thought I was dropping it on there. It looks like a motorway there. It doesn't look like a motorway there, does it? So I'm a wee bit confused. It definitely looks like a big motorway there, number 8. Lost intersection now. 8. There's one. Very nice lights. And they look like they'd formed T-shape, but it looks like it's a circular one. What's that? Oil fields, is it? Gas fields. South Wayside Drive. It's going to be around here somewhere. Oh, at least we're in the city. With that drop. Oh, what's those things? What the hell? Trams? Don't know, I've never seen those before. Electric trains in the city. Yeah. There's a triangle-shaped building, isn't it? So it kind of looks like it. That looks like it's a mining site of some kind. Not a high rise in the city. City highway. Yeah, it just shows how big the place is. Let's go into the airport here. At least someone's trying to find out. But unfortunately, I don't know if I can sit here much longer. Might have to do a part 2 another day. Resume from there. Might have a look around. We'll come back to it anyway. See if anyone else takes it from where I left off, maybe. But you think we'd be able to get that view that we're after. We got the drive. The direction it was looking. What the hell's going on here? And there's that triangle-shaped building there. Here it is. Look, that looks like the top of it, doesn't it? Houston City Hall. City Hall, man. City Hall. Looks like the City Hall tip. So, how do we get the highway connected to that? And there's a lot of... It's got to be all of these highways near the City Hall. Let's go and have a look at that one. I wish I didn't hurt so much. That's like one of the highest buildings. Although those images really suck. So it's not the City Hall, it's the building behind we want. So what's... I suppose we got some reference point though. City Hall. I want the map location. I'm gonna have to get up again. Ah, my back. Oh, man, that hurts. I thought I got rid of it, but it's come back with a vengeance again. Unless you got back, probably don't know the half of it. Yes, I have to take an aspirin at this rate. Anyway, here we go for messages. What's going on here? Did we have someone join us? City Hall. Okay, map. Last chance. Yeah, there's a big highway coming to it. That direction. Hey, freeway. And is any of it called South? Gulf. I think the pain in my back's causing my eyes to blur. Let's see, Gulf. That's really the other side we wanted, wasn't it? Alien Parkway. Or Island. Man, that's a lot of roads. That's a big road. It looked like it was coming in like something like this into the main area. But is there any way we can link that with South sideway? There we go. Street. I haven't come up with that name. Sideway. Don't know if you can do it that way or not. Unless you put the 2 in. 2. So a sideway, was it? I can't remember now. I think it was sideway. Why is it not giving us a selection? Drive, maybe. Here we go. South side, no. I'm gonna have to give up. We're so close, I think, but we can pin it. But not tonight. So we need that building behind, whatever that building's called. It's not on that one, so that looks like maybe it was built after, like must have been built up after that. So it must be a fairly new building. It's just that square building from a different angle, is it? I mean the triangle building. Anyway, so close yet so far. Ukraine. So yeah, we're finished with that. Secureteam10 for Brain Dead tonight. Again, if you don't know about Secureteam's real person, he's the best liar that's ever been on the planet. Then you haven't watched my videos on him. Okay, so T-Bay sent me this one here, T-Bay Mufon. Have you seen this? And Mick West put out something about the gimbal here, which is probably one of his most complex videos ever. I'll just play a clip of that to start with. How are we doing for time? Like I said, I can't sit here much longer because I hurt. It's only an hour 40 minutes, is it? Yeah. Normally it lasts a lot longer than this. But anyway.
In this video, I'm going to demonstrate 4 observables. 4 things that you can verify yourself that demonstrate that the gimbal UFO video almost certainly shows a glare that hides the actual object, and that the shape of the glare is only rotating because the camera is rotating.
Okay, so he proves beyond a doubt that the rotation is to do with the movement of the plane and the gimbal trying to keep the horizon. It's mostly what he talks about here.
Derotation matches. The rotation of the shape matches exactly the amount of derotation needed for tracking the target. The first 3 are simple observations. They don't need any math to see their implications, just an understanding of the camera system. The last one does require math, but I can also demonstrate it with a simulation so you can see the math matches the physical reality. Before we get into the 4 observables, we need to understand what is going on. What are we looking at, and how was it filmed? The gimbal UFO video is the poster child of modern UFO videos. It is the most interesting of the 3 videos taken by Navy pilots. It appears to show a source-shaped object skimming over the clouds. The object seems to slow down and turn on its end in a way that appears to defy aerodynamics. It's the only Navy video that seems to show good evidence of advanced technology, and so it's very important to people making the case that it's of extraterrestrial origin. Here I'm only going to make...
got Plex. We got echoes, have we? Oh yeah, I forgot to... Thanks for that, but it's too late now. I always forget that stupid speaker one. Not that it really matters too much. You got Tyler in echo. Thank you guys. Tyler here. Okay, echoes on video playback. Yep. It's funny how you don't pick it up on my mic though. Not sure if it plays through the speakers at the same time. No, it doesn't. That's why you don't hear the echo. Only the playback here.
The case that what we are looking at is a rotating glare that hides the actual object.
So he's saying this whole thing here is glare and you don't actually see the object. Well, I'm not too sure on that. Still could be a UFO, right? It does look like a oval shape to it. Are we looking at the heat of the engines? That's the glare. Or are we looking at the heat from the skin of the craft itself? And those little peaks out the side here, said to be little wings, could be what he says artifacts, spikes that you get on regular thermal similar cameras, which he explains further in the video, but it goes on and on and on.
We need to understand the camera, which in this case is an ATLIR system on a US Navy FA-18. It's a target that is banked and turned to the left, bringing the target around in front of it. The movement relative to the clouds is parallax, and it slows down as we line up with the target, but does not stop, indicating the target has some movement to the left. What we are interested in here is the apparent rotation. The discussion and the simulation is all in terms of angles, which are all either shown on the screen or derived from data on the screen, and are independent of the actual distance to the object and its speed. As the object is tracked from 54 left to 7 right, it stays at a constant -2 degrees, i.e. 2 degrees below horizontal. In the simulator, this is shown with a white dot. Moving the target across the range of angles shows how the pod needs to modify its pitch and roll to track the target. The graph here shows the roll angle of the pod in a simple configuration with the jet horizontal. It starts out with a pod rolled about 90 degrees clockwise. Initially, most of the pod movement is pitch, but as the target gets closer to being straight ahead, the pod is forced to turn more, and there's a very rapid roll as it crosses straight ahead, and it ends up rolled about 70 degrees counterclockwise. It helps to see why, if we turn...
Does that disprove what the pilots were saying, though? They said it sped off, right? I know some of them talked about the angle being that it moved quickly, but I think he's proved it beyond doubt. What am I hearing here? I think I hear a scratching like a rat in the roof. Yeah. Could be paranormal, though. I try and ignore it. There's some strange sound happening. Anyway, let's put me off here.
Turn on a view that shows the roll rings in red and the pitch lines in blue. Pitch can only go along a blue line, which is about all you need at the start. But towards the center, the pitch lines become perpendicular to where we want to go, so we have to rely on roll instead. The jet is actually banked to the left, which just changes the initial roll angle as it still has to roll the same amount, so the curve is the same, just shifted up. Now, if we look at the video, the bank angle of the plane, shown relative to the artificial horizon, is not...
They should release it as a gimbal game, tracking the UFO.
Top. The clockwise rotation of the camera...
I'll put the link to it so you can watch it if you want to, but...
Rotation.
Okay, so he's showing the glare being this big spiky thing.
Earlier in the video, we see the rotation of a smaller glare. It's not as dramatic, but it is rotating. Then we zoom out, letting us see the original frame before derotation. Notice that the glare rotates at the exact same speed as the original frame. This is because glare orientation is relative to the camera. Rotate the camera and the background will rotate, but the glare angle will remain unchanged. You can see this with glare in an iPhone. And look at the pod's eye view here with the glare added. The orientation of the glare does not change. So now we've got a simulation of how this video, but we do know they are commonly used and they give the camera about 5 degrees of flex, where it can keep on target with the internal gimbals, even if the external gimbals are a bit off. I suspect what's going on is that it's trying to minimize use of roll to prevent loss of target lock, as well as optimally positioning the system for likely future movements. This is discussed a bit in internal gimbals. There's no need for the slight corrections we'd need with just the 2 external gimbals.
As I said, it goes on a bit.
But this time, before the correction ends, there's a roll of the jet in a clockwise direction, which means the pod needs to rotate more in the counterclockwise direction, so we get this long correction until the jet stops banking. Then there's one more correction like the others, and finally we end just before another correction would be needed. So if this isn't a glare, then we've got an object over 10 miles away, probably 30, that somehow rotates when the jet rotates, so it stays fixed in the camera's frame. It's an object that somehow bumps the camera before it rotates from 10 plus miles away. It's an object that somehow projects rotating light patterns that rotate with it. It's an object that rotates in a way that matches exactly the amount needed to stay within 3 degrees of a gimbal system tracking the target while minimizing roll, but just from this one plane at this pitch and this bank angle. Or it's a glare, rotating because of the gimbal system in a video titled Gimbal. This isn't fudging the numbers or mental gymnastics.
Still doesn't prove
this is an
it's a
open
plane
source
or
simulation
UFO.
that you can try yourself. It's at metabunk.org/gimbal. The data was all extracted from the Navy videos, and you can verify that.
Yeah, but it still doesn't debunk it, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that's the video. But, yeah. He's saying it's all glare, it's hiding the real object. But is it? You still got to make assumptions. And he's making assumptions. He talked about the software being different to the military. So he doesn't know fully how they filter it, and because the pilots said that's what they saw with their eyes, right? Certainly the Nimitz one looked exactly the same as what they had on the screen. But the gimbal one is always a bit suspect that it could be. Could be a drone that they experimented with the Navy with and not told them DARPA thing. But yeah, best to go and watch it fully there, see what you think, see what I think. Everybody will be doing praise on it because him and probably 10 others with 3D skills got all into that mathematics skills. How can the bomber be looking up the tailpipe of a distant jet if it turns so much? So that wasn't in the video, is it? It's far away, so the angle of line of sight with the target object likely track only changes. Yeah, he's explained that before about the clouds. Thank you. You're absolutely the best. You're simply the best. What's that? Who sings that one? Thunderdome one. What's that one? What's the woman called? You're simply the best. The black woman. I can't remember what her name was. Holy crap. That's the kind of analysis I would expect the Navy to do, though, what he's just done there. You know, they would have like specialist mathematics CAD-CAM guys that could, you know, they write the targeting systems. There's no way they could plug it into a playback system with all the data they got, and it actually rotates the plane. But they would have had to pull the data off the video themselves, because it wasn't given, was it? Plus you've got no radar data as well, which might change it quite a lot. If you see it blob from one point on the screen, then ends up in another point on the screen so fast. But here we're only seeing a glip of them pilots catching up to it, and then it speeds off, right? So they claim. But we don't actually see that happen. So, the intergalactic craft is hiding behind a glare. Cunning. Tina Turner, that's the one. Plexes onto it. What they call her? The pop star, what, Super Granny or something like that? Of pop. Great work, but it wasn't all him. The most thorough examined glare. Of course, I can't comment because I'm blocked. I can't say, but it doesn't still disprove it not being a UFO, because you're making assumptions. You haven't listed all your assumptions. So in that way, it's kind of misleading, right? Normally, when you did scientific reports at university, you had to actually list all your assumptions on the report. I think he would do a lot better if he went to university and actually did some science courses. Then he could present it the same way you'd do a science paper. But he probably won't, in case he doesn't pass the exams. I don't know, maybe he's just scared. He wants to be an airplane pilot, so he's spending all his money on that instead. Gimbal Sim. Okay. So is anyone that here is actually any critics at all? We got the opposite to what we have on Tyler's page. We got normally critics, but then he deletes them, and same with third phase, of course. They get some critics, but here I'm not seeing any critics. I would have thought someone would have poked some holes into it. Still going. I see you listed that pilot that he argues with too. What's his name? Leto or something like that. Leto. Remember Leto said it's not what we don't see the glare, we actually see the object. And he was fighting with Mick over it. He said he don't see glare, he actually sees the object. And Mick was saying, oh, it's got to be some glare there. So yeah, I'm still not convinced that he's saying it's a plane. Published as a peer-reviewed journal, but he hasn't listed the assumptions, so he can't. Fleet of them. Comment could be electronic warfare radar jamming. Yeah, but they saw it with their own eyes, though, didn't they? It wasn't just on radar. That's what I understand. They've actually seen them speed off. But the more and more this case drags on, it's a bit like Roswell. More and more it gets the information gets all twisted and lost. We'd like to hear David Fravor on it, but he wasn't part of the gimbal one. He's always stuck to what he saw on the 2004 one, which he hasn't analysed here. Anyway, I suppose there'd be a lot more interaction and naysayers on Twitter. Has anyone actually looked? But like I said, I'm going to have to get moving because my back is killing me. So T-Bay put out this one he wanted me to have a look at. Fortunately, I haven't been too well today, and I got the booster shot too to just add punishment. I think my pain is increased because my body's fighting more stuff at the moment. But yeah, let's just open this video up. Okay, so let's start at the beginning again. I'll just open it up separately. And we'll wrap up on this. UFO hovering above Kiev. Is it, how do you say that? Kiev, Ukraine. So where's it start? So it comes from there, and does it look like a real live webcam? Because they're saying it's a live webcam. To me, this looks too staticky and like a fixed image, right? That looks like a highway there. It's so lit up to be a war zone as well. That would be like pitch black. People would have the lights off. Our missiles would be able to lock on. Well, the military would be able to fire missiles at a location, hit something at least. But that looks like a highway here. I would expect these to be motion blurred cars moving. So that's kind of highly suspect to me. So my first impressions was that this is CGI. So this little white dots, it could be easily done with CGI. And it doesn't matter if it's... see, it still looks like a static image that they're sort of scrolling along now with different cloud cover, right? So this would be easy to do on a live show, because if you go and flip on like I do, I flip on the camera view, right? You could easily be playing back a video that you have doctored, right? And not actually live stream it. So they could just capture maybe a frame from the live camera that they got set up there. But still doesn't look like a war zone there. So I'd say maybe from another time. Kiev. Flex is trying to correct my pronunciation on it. No one corrected Biden. He said it was Kiev without the V on the end. There's Key UK. Kiev. I wouldn't say it was Kiev. I don't know. So a lot of people say this is a drone, but if you look at the background, it looks it's not got motion blur happening. It's got some strange movement happening there. No flickering of the lights, you get with the lights. And the screen's doing something really funny here, which looks like very much like CGI of the Jerusalem video that we've seen in the past, right? Which was done by 8 film students. So that's what I told him anyway in Twitter today. He said, "Oh, can you download it and prove it was on a live stream? Look at the metadata." I said, "No, I don't want to do that, because to me it looks so fake." But there's nothing in that movement there that couldn't be replicated by a drone, I suppose, as well. Like, it's not shot off at incredible speed that a drone couldn't do. So it could be someone that's just flown a drone in front of the camera for their live stream. See, there's some comments happening there, so it doesn't mean he's playing it from the live camera. He may have done something sneaky and playing a video back that they made. So that's another thing, it's a screen capture. Strange way in doing it, isn't it? Why would someone be filming? Yeah, right. So this looks like a scammy fake channel, right? Why would you be filming it like this? Why would you be filming your own live screen? Well, why would someone be filming if they're watching? I don't understand. So there was another way to do it. Have a static image of a background of a city and change your cursor to look like a drone. And just move it across the screen like this, UFO, the cursor, my cursor key, UFO, could easily do something like that. But until we get some more information come forward, I don't know if Scott's had a look at it yet. I was expecting Secureteam to put that one up tonight, and we didn't see put up anything useful like this one, because that was way better than the ones he put up tonight. See how it sort of shimmers there? But it's, now we know it's this camera recording LCD screen, that's why. But yeah, no. Let's see, I wonder if we got some video of city being filmed by security camera that we can use for a comparison. Secure cam city scope maybe. Videos. We've got a city one. Tour mass recorder. Cool, so I don't know if it's going to be copyrighted. Maybe we need to find a live camera now that's at night time looking at a city. That would be handy. Like LA Hills or something like that. And we can see how the lights flicker. Yeah. And that one looks like it's daytime, doesn't it? Damn it. See, that's what we want. We want something like that in daytime, nighttime. Firework display. We'll see one of the roads and well lit up like this here on security camera, and see all the camera artifacts that causes. But I can't seem to find a video source. Where's video's gone? My back. Six cam live. No, I said city, didn't I? Sick cam. What's that one? Let's see. Maybe I have to spell. I'll correct it. No. Police access. Must be something here. They're all in daytime. What else keywords can I type in? Because you can't beat anything when you got a comparison video, right? Maybe you can find the actual cam video of it at night time now and compare it to that, and see a video of the lights are flickering all look really the same on the same camera. That would be perfect. Let's see, secure camera maybe. Kyiv, Ukraine. No. Okay, I've got also security cameras. But I want a far away view. Night time. It's quite a big built up city, really, isn't it? I'm going to try and destroy it now. Crazy. Like this one. I'll have a look. I've got to go. Got to walk the dog. It's 10:30. Yeah, let's have a quick look then. No. Seven there. I'm not logged in. And it's changed the link. This has always been a problem. No studio in front, which is damn stupid. How it sabotages you like that. Yeah, it's very foggy. Okay, so we got some blinking lights there already, haven't we? Up there. And you can see cars moving. So, yeah, we'd have to find the proper camera view. Maybe so we can look at it meantime, if we catch it, and bring it up in the next live stream. Anyway, gonna have to wrap it off. Must be able to find that camera view. Can't be from someone's apartment, can it? Well, I suppose it could be. Anyway, someone did a good trick on them. Either a drone or CGI. So yeah, I'll leave it there for the time being. More information can change things, of course. I'll say good night now because my back's just had it. Really has. It's not been this painful for a long time. I could cry with the pain. There we go. Good night, everybody. Wherever you were tonight, or in UK, I don't know. Very disappointing, guys. Okay. I won't do too long end here. That'll do.